Okay, you all. It is, I think, Tuesday, right? January 28th. You all come in, hit that thumbs up button. Let's hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching, I am just on YouTube. I'm giving YouTube all my attention on this live stream. So come in, hit the thumbs up. Drop your city and state. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And I just want to go over the stimulus check. Um, in California, they're going to give out, instead of lowering the gas prices, right? Giving out money for these stimulus checks and people. We all know what the results of stimulus check money is by now, which means we're going to see bigger inflation come ahead. You got people that are saying, I have to choose between paying rent and buying food or purchasing some food. I'm getting emails and things in with people about their 401k, and this is why I have been religiously live streaming a little over a year, teaching and educating you all about this great reset and asking you to definitely prepare. So stimulus checks coming to California definitely going to result in a stimulus. Also, rent is the highest it's been in 40 years. Inflation, people, is at a 40-year high. Mortgage rents and rents are just surging. I think it's over 26, 40% in some states and some areas. Detroit residents right now fight for restitution as they are just having a large amount of foreclosures. And they said that the local government is over assessing property taxes. This is why I've been telling everyone to get your cash flow up. Hello, Night Team Galaxy. Thank you for tuning in once again. The second time rocking and rolling with me on today. The second time rocking and rolling with me on today. And so, people, we definitely have to get prepared. We definitely have to get prepared. Let me read to you all this email that I received from a viewer about the 401k. Why I have also been telling you all that if you have a 401k, to text the keyword cash flow, right? And how you can get instant income out of your paycheck. Position yourself to get an instant income out of your paycheck by the very next pay period by texting cash flow to their number on the screen. So this email, let me dissect it down. Um, this person has $830,000 in his 401k. He's 53 years old. He's just changed jobs, so he has two retirement dilemmas. So from his previous job, he wants to move it where his 401k that gives him a guarantee that he and his wife won't outlive their money, right? So he's putting 19,000 a year, even though he has 830,000. He's still putting 19,000 a year into the old 401k, and he wants to continue um, putting that much into his current 401k. The last couple of years, he's experienced several downsizes of his 401k, and it's continuing at that rate. So his average return on his 401k, people, is only 6% a year. When was the last time you all checked the average return on your 401k? So all of his, sleepless nights, uh, all of this for just 6% a year, all of his hard labor, that's all he's earning. And before taking inflation into account, he was wondering if, you know, if there's anything that he can do. So let me go on to read this. He asked his human resources department, the HR department, about taking a 401k loan. And that's when he realized how little control he had over his money into his 401k. The government and your employer really controls that money in your 401k. It was like putting his money into a prison, he said. The loan application had about 13 steps to use to get a loan against his own money. People, let me tell you something. If you go to the bank right now and if you try to take out over $5,000 of cash, more than likely, if they have it on hand, right? You're gonna have to answer a lot of questions about who you are, your identification, etc., etc. So, One Direction taxes, right? He discovered that his tax rates during his retirement years go up against his 401k. So he significantly end up paying more taxes overall. I told you all that if you want to take out against your or take out or utilize your 401k for actually living, and once it's time to take that money out between commission and taxes, you get taxed on the lump sum or rather the harvest versus the seed. And so with this being said, Jason, and he's married, will be receiving $85,786 a year. I told you all that he had over 830,000 in his 401k. So with that being said, about $83,000 a year of annual payout into the 401k, and he does not feel like that's enough to keep up with he and his wife cost of living. He had forgotten that the employer match wasn't guaranteed, so he was putting all of this hard work and money, and only to learn that at retirement age, of starting at the age of 67, by the age of 80, right, that he will only be receiving 85,786. If he would have shifted that 401k to what I introduced you all, it's called cash flow, he would at least receive $161,995 a year, right? And that size could increase over the years to where he and his wife could live to 120 years old where there's no market risk involved. So, people, this is about also redirecting your 401k, protecting it against the stock market crash, because the stock market crash will happen in this reset. Also, other breaking news besides that giving California this free money is that farmers losing crops out of Texas with the drought, the worsening drought right now. This is 6,000 acres in South Texas. He said usually they get 1,000 an acre of corn per year, and just water drought. So people, even though I believe in weather and heart and the weather manipulation, I'm telling you, if you don't prepare right now, I have people that's making slow decisions about a fast recession. Let me say that again. There are people that I can position to help to right now create positive cash flow right now with the money that they're already making. Positive cash flow with the money that they're already making, because most people don't know that their lack of money is causing them money. Honey, the Zoom is over with. Just text, you can text cash flow and I'll give you that information. The Zoom is over with. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to have private Zoom, because you know what? This is a public issue. If you have to be on a private Zoom, and I'm telling you that you can create positive cash flow, especially if you have a job within 24 hours. Most people make the money, but they don't know how to keep it and they don't know how to invest it. We're helping people keep more money, especially if you have the job, right, out of your paycheck, which is going to reduce your federal taxes. We have Avalon taxes. You have retail taxes. I just told you In Detroit, they have property taxes. They're saying that they cannot afford their housing because of the property taxes increase. So the main area that I'm helping people get more taxes is right out of their paycheck from the federal taxes. And the only loophole that the government gives you to do that is through a home-based business. It's the only one, the only business that can be added to your paycheck that will increase your income. And it's not even thousands of dollars to invest. So I'm not going to keep having private Zooms about a public situation where people are like in denial about the state of the economy. How can you be in denial about the state of the economy and gas is like $65 a gallon? I hope y'all know I'm saying it literally, um, as just a point of emphasis. But we got $6 a gallon gas, never seen before prices, and people are still, can I have a link to the private Zoom? No, just text that number and get started. Text that number and get started. People, start investing in yourself, number one, and your financial education. Because the only way that you're going to get out of this dilemma with some financial relief is you have to minimize the taxes on the money that you're making, meaning that you keep more of the money that you make. You have to reduce your debt and you have to reduce your bills and your expenses. That's the only way. And I know when you think in reduce expenses, you're thinking in terms of a budget. No, you upload your bills that you're already paying in a portal, and the business, they negotiate on your behalf, experts to negotiate the bills that you're already paying and get them lower. People, for example, have saved um, on average about $60 a month on an AT&T bill, and they know they did not have to get cheaper services, right? That alone helped them increase or get or save $600 more a year. $50 a month from their cell phone bill, $600 more shifted. I mean, that's not even including the paycheck. Let me show you all real quick, because I don't think people really realize what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can pull it up and show you how people are shifting money back from their paychecks. And if you are a business owner, you might say, well, I don't have a paycheck. Well, guess what? Neither do my mentor, who's making $1,000 a day. He doesn't have a paycheck either. He haven't worked a job since the age of 19, right? He hasn't had a job that since the age of 19. The feds just announced they're going to drop. Really? They're going to drop the minimum wage? Let me look that up. Thank you for that news. You said drop the minimum wage? How can they do that? Let me check that. Let me see if I can Google. That meeting is over with, so I don't have the the Zoom. When those Zoom meetings, once we have them, they're for people that show up. That show up in the live. We don't record them, right? We only want people who's serious and that will take our time to join it. So we don't record them and have replay in most cases. I do know the Fed has said they're going to raise the interest rates next month as well. Raising interest rates by maybe 50, a half a percentage, and which is going to be higher interest on debt. If anybody's in credit card debt, or vehicle debt and things like that. Peace, Todd. Thanks for tuning in. The only way to become, and I'm sharing people with a home-based business, right? I'm sharing a home-based business, and why a home-based business? Todd said, don't forget to hit that like button. Because a home-based business is the only business structure that can reduce your taxes out of your paycheck. This person was getting taxed federally $1,186.99. Right? That's how much federal tax was taken out of their paycheck. Thank you all so much. Look at my kings. Ian says, don't forget to hit that like button. You cannot do this if you start a business as an employee with the LLC, a S Corp, or a C Corp. This person partnered with the business, home-based business, Make Wealth Real, in a month and a half, right? This month's pay period, they received an additional $861 in their monthly pay. That's an additional $10,332 that they can use to pay out. They say to pay out debt even faster, but this is how the instant pay raise work. Their next paycheck, $904 reduction in the federal taxes. You cannot do that with any other business structure. This is a young lady that needed credit repair. She was a teenager. Her credit was compromised. She had some identity, things going on with her credit. Her credit score, she started with a 356, 355 for Equifax, 356. Now, with MWR Credit Restoration, it's a 763. This was the AT&T bill that I told you about Jimmy. He was already paying the bill anyway. The experts was able to save him $600 over the next 12 months. They do that with your internet, your security bill, Sirius FM, water delivery if you get that bill. Just all types of ways to transfer money back to you. And this is the strategy of minimizing debt on your paycheck. See, multiple streams of income is not multiple jobs, people, or multiple hustles. And the thing about people having multiple hustles, right? They don't utilize the tax strategy. Again, you got tax for everything because they don't realize that's your biggest stealer of wealth. You're taxed on the money you make, and then you're taxed when you spend the money, and then you're taxed again when you file income taxes on the money that you already made, that you already been taxed on. And people don't account for those thousands. And so even when you have a home-based business, it doesn't matter. You can live in a townhouse. You don't have to live in a home. You don't have to have a mortgage. This works for rent. This works for you if you're renting as well. Certain square footage in your house is now tax deductible. This is what that means is that you could be having on the low end from $200 to $400 a month to claim back in taxes for the square footage of your house or apartment or townhouse. If you have children, up to $1,000, the government will pay you for children to a month. $1,000 a month, over $12,000 for the year. To have your children to do some activities or chores and to work in a home-based business, things that they should be doing anyway. So, instead of that groceries and recreational and food and clothes that you're spending for out of pocket, you just shift that money back to you. When you have multiple projects, people, none of these projects are getting you a high return for your time or your money. So you have to know how to create positive cash flow with the money that you're already making. With the money that you're already making. That's why people don't have investing income. That's why people can't buy the dips that happen in the crypto market. That's why people can buy a whole Bitcoin that are millionaires and multimillionaires. They can buy a whole Bitcoin at $21,000 because they are cash flow positive. They're not struggling cash flow. So you don't even have to be like a network marketer or a person um, that want to do like a MLM or anything. These are just financial strategies that anybody can use. You can still make money whether you want to tell other people about it or not, especially if you're making money from active income. You have people that are positioned to buy a whole Bitcoin at $20,000. Also, people, let's talk about crypto and she real quick. But I'm just telling you all a very, very harsh recession is going to make 2008 recession look like a flesh wound. And people are still taking this lightly. A food drought, a food shortage, Texas crops, 10,000 cows reported died in Kansas because of the heat. Everything is on the heat. And the heat is stopping the production of food, and people don't want to put heat on their finances. People, you can't have the old mindset and want to make new money. You can't have an old mindset and make new money. You have to have a new mindset. You have to use financial strategies, and you have to have financial education. You can't have just a little bit of money and then think that crypto is not going to crash and depend on that $1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 that you put in crypto, because this is not going to be just, oh, next year the economy will get better. No, we've never seen $65 a gallon gas price. It's over 475 ways the government will give you money back. Less taxes means more money for you. Go into the unknown where the money and wealth is to produce the known. Because guess what? If money was in the known, you would have it right now. If you knew how to increase positive cash flow, and this is within 24 hours, you would have it right now. Shibarium on the way. Can Shiba Inu still walk the bark? What do you all think? Unification Foundation, a team of developers behind Shiba Inu's latest two solutions. Shibarium announced June 24th that a public beta is planned for the third quarter of 2022 through a proposal published on June 29th. The Shiba Inu ecosystem community members to vote whether to halt the further minting of Bone tokens up to 230 million tokens. Shibarium will use Bone as a transactional conduit, and it would be a cost necessary on the Shibarium network. So you have these validators in network will receive Bone tokens and the Shiba Inu system, right? So let's see what's headed for Shiba Inu in the third quarter of this year. And let me tell you this, if you are going to cash out on cryptocurrency, if you're going to cash out on crypto, you need these taxes. You need these tax shelters, or the government is going to take 50% when you cash out from the top. And this recession that we are headed into, you're going to want to keep all of your gains. Terra Classic people is up 64%, right? 64%. And so let me check because I did get some Terra Classic. So let me check my exchange. See if it's reflecting that, because Terra Classic. Not really. It's not really reflecting in my portfolio that is up 69%, but I do have some. I did buy that dip, I didn't put any much more in there than I was going to be okay with losing or gaining. But some people just don't have positive cash flow. But whenever I see these gains by Terra Classic, I don't see it in my exchange. Maybe it'll take tomorrow to get that in. But I did buy it up on the crash, and I never talked about it on my channel because I was not a supporter of it. I bought the crash and just, decided that I was going to go with whichever flow. So people, now we got Luna that's showing at 58%. So I'm logging off. I'm just saying, get prepared, right? And listen, if you think that you're going to open up a business in a recession and be prosperous, if you think doing your own independent business in a recession, you're going to be prosperous, where you're going to have some traditional businesses that is going out of business. Traditional business not going to last in a recession. So if you think you're going to be a new kid on the block and people are going to trust a new pop-up business with their money that they are holding on to with their dear life, and they're going to get a new person, not someone that's verified and trusted to do that work, because money is going to be very tight. Think again, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. If the veteran traditional business that been along for years is still operable, they're going to go with the business that have years under their belts. I'm not trying to discourage you, but you need to do a market analysis if you're planning on opening your own business in a recession, because new businesses do not thrive well in recessions. Let me say this. Madam C.J. Walker, for example, in a recession, she became a multi-millionaire right in a recession. Madam C.J. Walker. But this is the thing. Madam C.J. Walker had hair products, beauty products, and women at that time were so stressed out and so much losing hair due to this recession and depression that those were the products that they gravitated to, just to give them some type of self-confidence about themselves. Now, do I think a weight loss product will do well in this recession? Not really. Going into a depression. Why? Because they're saying we're going to have food famine. So a food famine is going to, by product, for some people, cause them to lose weight anyway. So I wouldn't be doing weight loss. I would not be doing travel. when gas is $65 a gallon. I wouldn't do travel, right? Most people, rich and wealthy people, don't do travel, MLMs, network marketing anyway. And so it's often the upper middle class or the lower middle class that does the travel discounts. By the time the fall comes, people are not going to be traveling. People are going to be looking for services, whether it's repairing of their vehicles or their homes. And the only beautification they're going to keep is for women. Men will continue to groom themselves with being barber and things like that. I will not do that from home. And women will always get their hair and nails done if they can afford it, no matter what the economy. So Asian community pretty much got the nails on lock. Women, they're gonna put some weave in their hair, they're gonna put some extensions, they're gonna do something that's gonna last them for months. So if you just want to pop up and pay LegalZoom thousands of dollars to form you an LLC or C Corp, right? And invest thousands just for that, or hundreds, when for under $150 you can get a home-based business and help people who need help financially. My mentor just said it this way. McDonald's, for example. The owner of McDonald's might not even eat McDonald's burger, but he sells to people that want to eat it. The owner of Kibbles and Bits don't eat dog food, but he sells it to dog food or people that are dog owners, right? But Queen, I don't work a job. I don't have a W-4. Where you might have children. You have square footage of where you live. You have cell phone bills. You have utilities that can be discounted. And guess what? You're going to have about 95% of people who's going to want to get more money out of their paychecks because they're going to need the maximum amount that they can bring home. And you can share this with them and get residual income. I'm over, if you see this big check in the background, my household is bringing in over $200 a day, and I get that daily pay of passive residual income. That's not even including the thousands that I get back on my income and taxes at the end of the year. Now they're saying pumping gas could lead to $175 hold to be placed on your card before you even fill up. 19th century says they only got the nail shop locked in because our people keep giving them service. Wow. Well, hey, I'm gonna be honest now. I give them service too because they are good at what they do. They're good at what they do, and they just have years experience in that area. There's not many black people for some reason that went in the nail tech areas. So also this is 150. I did a live stream earlier. Customers' cards at the pump increased 125, 175. A higher price hold increases the risk of overdraft fees for some consumers. So your checking account balance or paying before you pump are ways to avoid issues with gas holds. So this is for the people who might swipe their card and might not have it in their bank account, but they're filling up. Visa and MasterCard people already earlier this year raised the gas station hold limit to 175. Now they did this earlier this year, so they know what's coming. So this is for driving with larger cars, and individual gas stations set their own limits. and it's based on the highest amount a driver can pay for gas. So are you going to have that money when these holes, I told you all earlier, a couple months ago, that they were already reprogramming these gas pumps to accept double digit pricing, meaning $10 and above. They already are programming the gas pumps to accept $10 above gas prices. So, hey, that's my update, you all. I'm signing out. Last thing, I always tell you all about the silver that I also recommend people to invest in because it's very affordable. Silver right now is about $24 an ounce. It's going to be used to reset the currency system. Their website is queenofcoinsilver.com. Also, check out my first book, My Millionaire Notes 1111. It's about a mindset shift similar to Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. How the rich and wealthy think about money that the poor middle class do not. So that's on my website. Let me put that in fixmycreditandcash.com and the Queen of Coin Silver Report. Silver is undervalued at this time, so anyone can invest. And silver is both industrial and monetary use. Silver outperforms gold in a bull market. And now silver is rarer than gold, so there's less silver around. So check out the Queen of Silver report. Get your silver on auto ship. Get that on auto ship. And let me answer this question. I'm logging off. This is off topic, but a stat I came across with our so-called Black American women is they need to spend more on hair and nails than U.S. spend on military weapon. I don't know. But as I said, Madam C.J. Walker, she became a millionaire in depression. Women are concerned about their hair and nails. Um, it's just, Deion Sanders said this, if you look good, you feel good. He says this about to his football players. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. What I mean by that is, like, women want to the best that they can to keep their hair up to par. They will sometimes let their weight get out of control, but they'll have their hair where they have to wear a wig or weave, and with, wig and weaves and things like that, it's not very costly or expensive for you to get a nice wig and keep your hair up. So in other words, in the recessions, aka, depressions, uh, people need something to hold on to. For a woman, you let your image go down and you're already struggling financially, then that's just, to me, rock. That's just when you really hit rock bottom. Now, nails, I don't know about they spend more on hair and nails because you said both. My nails just so happen to grow, so I keep them. Otherwise, I wouldn't wear long nails. I wouldn't wear fake acrylic nails because that would be too much of an inconvenience for me. But I don't cut anything that grows. My natural hair is about shoulder length. This is just more convenient for me because I like to go to the gym and work out. Well, there are also a lot of women in the business with me. There's about 30 women in this home-based business that are making six figures a year. So there's a lot of women in network marketing that are millionaire residuals. So, For the women that's keeping their finances up, that's going to the grind, because years back, men were the majority of the breadwinner, and now women are in the workplace and in the marketplace and in network marketing, and they have their income up, and most can't afford. I'm not saying all, but most can't afford. Right? Men spend their money on toys. Men spend their money on toys and bikes and clothing too, if we really want to talk about that. So again, I'm logging off. It's late my time, but I'm gonna leave you with this scripture, right? But look, the way I see it is women are spending their own money on hair and nails. That's less money that they have to ask a man for, right? So if a woman is not asking you for the money for her hair and nails, then be okay with it. I would only have a problem if I was a man, if a woman came and was asking me for the money. So people, you can't have more money. You can't have new money being the old you. Go into the unknown where the money and wealth is produced to produce the known. If you knew how to get rich and wealthy, you will already be there. You will already have it. Right? So faith is confidence and what you hope for and the assurance of what you do not see. If you already saw the plan, financial plan, you will be operating in it. I'm showing you the financial plan when you text that number on the screen to increase your finances, to increase your cash flow. You can take advantage of the opportunity, or you can continue to live off the income that you're currently making and not know how to double the money and produce positive cash flow and struggle financially. People, the choice is yours. The choice is yours, because not every home-based business is created equally. Not all of them teach you these strategies of how to increase the money that you're already making. Because again, your lack of money is causing you money. Hey, I'm signing out. I'm signing out. You all have a great, great night. And check out the Queen of Coins Silver Report. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and do me a favor again and hit that thumbs up. Be safe. Queen out.